Here I'm going to demonstrate how to declare variables using the data types that you just learned. So here's an example of a main program. I've got 3 integer variables declared, number 1, number 2, and number 3. As you've seen, there's different integer data types. There's integer, there's long, there's unsigned long, there's short, there's unsigned short, there's unsigned ints, but if you want to use an unsigned integer, you actually can leave int off if you choose. That's just a little something you should know. And so as you see here, you have all these different data types. All of these data types, int, long, short, they're keywords or reserve words in the language. These keywords are also listed in a table that's in the current chapter, but as you can see, these keywords also are highlighted in blue when you run your program. You'll see include, using namespace, return are all keywords. So you can make as many variables as you want, or you can make float variables. Okay, you can make, but every variable you have to specify the data type using one of the valid C++ data types. Now you'll notice I have these all on different lines. I'm just going to take this unsigned out. You can declare more than one variable of any data type by separating them by commas and putting a semicolon at the end. You could always do them individually if you want. This works as well. But it seems a lot longer to me, so I would generally specify the data type and the variables separated by commas. If you change data types, like these are all longs, if you want to create some doubles, then you have to start a new statement for that. You can't combine integer statements with double statements. Keep in mind that probably 95% of the time integers are represented using the int data type, and floating point values are specified using the double data type, but you do have the ability to use the other data types as well. Now, once these variables are declared, remember we can assign them values. Okay, using assignment statements. And also, it's important to note that if you have, let's say, a double, an integer, let's say number 2, and you assign it a floating point value, number 2 is an integer, and it can only hold the integer portion of that value. So all that's going to be stored in number 2 is 5. So you have to be careful of that. If something is an integer, don't try to store something in it that is not an integer. It will allow you to do it, but it might give you unexpected results. And I'll just show you real quick so you can see here what happens. I only have that one cout statement, so we're only going to see number 2. See, number 2 is 5. And you did get a quick warning message, but you might not have seen it down here. It went away so fast, and it kind of gave you a warning message that there was a problem with that. An integer going, or a number with decimal places going into an integer. Okay, so that's a little more about using these data types. These statements up above are called variable declarations.